And welcome to another session of Sunday Setups. Today, accompanied, we have the three amigos, Rodin, and your main man, Jacob. What's happening?
Good, my bro. How are you?
I'm blessed. I'm blessed. So we've got a few traders within the community on the call today. All we're going to do is take you guys through our setups to keep you informed of what's going on for the week ahead. If you haven't already, be sure to like, subscribe on the YouTube channel, Lit Capital. But if you haven't already, check out our website, litcapital.co.uk. We have some amazing features available for new traders, experienced traders, or people who are just really looking to dip their toe within the Forex world and check it out. And secure the bag. Head over to the Lit store, grab yourself a Money Day t-shirt, and secure the bag. No further ado, we'll look at how the week is looking ahead. We have a lot of good interest rates, a lot of good market data coming out throughout the week. We start off on Tuesday at 5:30 with the interest rate combined with NFP this Friday. But prior to that, we've got a lot of employment rate changes. The Bank of England has the monetary policy, which should be released at 6 a.m. GMT this week. It does say 7, but it should say 6. So I'm sure it'll be updated soon. Moving away from that, we've also got, I believe it could be Monday actually. Let's double check. Okay, no, we've got PMI within the euro on Monday for Germany, but also again on Tuesday. And really going into the latter end of the week, guys, we should see, if I go back over to the high, we should see NFP on Friday, monetary policy on Friday as well in the morning. But Thursday is really going to be a day for the pound combined with the monetary policy and the interest rate. So really stay tuned to what happens throughout the week. And of course, stay tuned inside of the Discord where we'll keep you guys updated accordingly. Looking at the DXY, we did say on last week's Sunday setup, even the week before, that we've been anticipating a bearish move for the dollar. We've seen that. We do still want the dollar to keep climbing lower. There's a pool of liquidity beneath. The question was asked to a few students, which was very simply, is there more buyers or sellers in the game? When you look at this picture, can you see more buyers or sellers? The answer should be more buyers. For that reason, the dollar does have a lot of downside potential, but of course, mixed with fiscal stimulus. We also covered in today's Pip Talk podcast as well. We covered not the pound, excuse me, the dollar having a lot more tendencies to be stronger rather than weaker, with Trump talking about the trade deal negotiations with China. But it's going to be a volatile period for the dollar. Okay, ultimately, this has to fall. We did also mention that the strength of the bond market and the treasuries market is really going to drag the dollar. So if we see a stronger bond market, then we're going to see a stronger long-term dollar as well. So we can't neglect the fact that the bond market is very strong. So we are anticipating the dollar to regain strength and, of course, clear these equal highs. But ultimately, right now, it would be nice to see, of course, with NFP on Friday, it would be nice to see if we could get a continuation of the dollar falling lower. If we go into a smaller time frame, we would want to see, this massive equal low here taken out. And with the equal low taken out, it would really enable us to potentially go long on the dollar. Moving over to Euro NZD. Euro NZD has been really nice, man. Last week, I believe, not just last week, but over the past month, we've caught over 800 pips with Euro NZD. So it's really been nice. We gave out a few good trades with this as well within the copy trading channel. So it's really, really been nice. But of course, we're coming into a time now where the euro, they're going to have a lot more volatility with the news they've got coming out, the reports. Everyone should know, especially those on the call, the news releases are just another excuse for prices to move. So with that being said, we are anticipating more upside movement for the euro before the continuation lower. Okay, we had a really nice reaction off of this area beneath. If we look on the higher time frames, the higher time frames are showing us that we've been very bearish, but we should, if we just go naked for a second, we should always be aware of when we see candles with these long wicks, and not a real strong bearish reversal pattern, then we should always be open to the fact that prices can still come to these highs. So for that reason, we're going to stay optimistic and say, there is still bullish potential. When we're looking at the higher time frame premises, it's still showing us that there is upside potential on the euro. But with that being said, right now, of course, with what's going on, it does look like Germany. I wouldn't say Germany, but there are some countries within the euro who are looking to reopen their economies. So there is going to be some bullishness within the negativity. Okay, the interest rate was released last week. It remained the same, therefore should have a bearish outlook. So there's a lot of downside potential. Again, if we're talking about buyers and sellers in the game, there's a lot more buyers in this game than there has been sellers. Um, a huge pool of liquidity beneath. So yeah, we really do want to see prices come lower, but we can't ignore the fact that due to last week's end, and of course how we have the news set out this week, we could potentially see prices come higher, clear out these equal highs before price looks to come lower. And of course, we will be sure to keep you guys informed, updated within the Discord. Stay lit. That's me done. Over to you, Jay.
Thank you, Val. Welcome, guys. Hope you guys are having a good evening. I'm going to start off by going over GBP AUD. So if we actually look at the higher time frame premise, we had a lot of bearish movement from the whole of April. But in my opinion, it was just to create the higher pullback that the higher low pullback that we was anticipating. And as Kavel was saying just now in regards to Euro NZD, if we actually look, we could maybe see prices try and actually get back up to these regions that they've tested before. So that's what I'm seeing on the monthly. So the monthly higher low has been created because we actually got a higher high which breached this one back that was made back in 2016. So now that we're actually closed above in the month of March, this April one is just finished off the move to actually come back to this monthly block area here that we have. So the weekly, when looking, we have seen some very choppy behavior. And with that being said, it doesn't give us a real indication that a bearish move is actually coming. And the week that we've just closed out, we actually did have a target area of the 1900 level in order to fill this weekly imbalance. And also when going down to the daily chart, we have this area which price has actually played off into. So was expecting this candle maybe to be met as this was the original move from the push up. But then we have this candle which played into this one when we really got the move up. So now that it's actually pushed into this area, we've seen price have a great reaction coming to the end of the month. I am wary of this candle that we have here also. Coming into the 196 area, I want to see if price does get over here to begin the week off, as we haven't had any real retracement yet on the 4 hour. So bearing that in mind, we have this equal high target and also the daily candle area, which I've just highlighted for you guys. So with that being said, we're just going to wait to see if we can actually get maybe some liquidity grabs before seeing a reversal. And then hopefully when we do get the reversal back down, we can get some buy areas back up to the original high areas that we have of equal high zones. So we have this target area here, and that target area here. For me, those are still achievable in regards to what we can see for that. And I am actually looking for the Australian dollar to become weak and bearish. So if we go over to the second chart I want to show you guys, which is AD USD. If we go over to this, if we look at the weekly chart, I believe that we could have actually achieved our overall target from this bearish move down. So I do believe with this pullback creating the lower high, we could actually see some weakness on the Australian dollar following this. It's not the sign that to give it the go ahead to really go long, as on the daily we still are in a bullish counter trend, but it is looking good on the higher time frame in regards to the weekly tapping off of that block area that we had here. So I would like to see some type of bearish break in regards to a smaller time frame, and the 1 hour is not looking too bad. So this is what we have for the 1 hour, where it has actually broken the higher low structure on this. But the 4 hour to me is still in the midst of doing a pullback to lower buy areas first. So I'm anticipating what it's willing to do in terms of, is it going to be a continuation on the daily, which it can be if it gets down to this area here. But in my opinion, on the weekly time frame, the actual overall target for a lower high has been achieved, and maybe we can start to get some downside movement on the Australian dollar. So we'll be updating you guys in the Discord. Be sure to look out for this one. The week's still early, so those are the only two setups that I'm actually looking at right now. But you know, when price starts to show us what it wants to do, we will be sure to update for sure, and check out some of the economic calendar events coming out. I believe we have New Zealand unemployment news this week on Wednesday night, and we also have the Australian interest rate decision coming on Tuesday as well. So just let the market play out, let it open up and do what it needs to do. And then as we approach London session, I'll be sure to give an update in Discord. So hope you guys have enjoyed that so far. I'll hand you over to Rodden.
Rodin, where you at? There you are.
Yes, no, I can. Okay, couldn't unmute myself. Can you hear me?
Yeah, bro.
Okay, cool. Okay, I want to start off with GBP USD today. We've got a nice trade on last Thursday on it of 162 pips. It kind of rejected of a double top, where I see more potential for it to go higher on a daily. We have still like this whole region from this high to around this high to target. But for like the intraday targets, I will be targeting the last take profit around this level. And if we go to the 1 hour, we might see an opportunity coming like maybe tonight around these levels. But it's really the question what price action is going to do about it. If we get an entry of this, and if the price action is like showing some good stuff, then we will be having like a maximum of 35 pips, and we will be targeting around 150 pips. So I hope we can get like maybe a 5 to 10 pip stop loss, so that we can get a 1 of 15 risk reward. But it's really the question what it's going to do around this level and this level. This is the point where the market is in balance, and this is the point of a candle. So in between this area is where we need to see some good price action. I think the Asian session is starting in a bit as well. So it might line up with that. So a take profit will be on this level at 1.26422, but we still have to await price action. If the price action is sufficient enough, I will be sending it out in our Discord as well. Moving over to AUD CAD. So AUD CAD broke a really big level where a lot of liquidity was stuck on a daily time frame. Although we rejected off of this level right here, and we've got a really, really nice rejection. And this is a type of situation where the biggest people in the market are transitioning like the buying orders into selling orders. So as you can see, we have our last point right there, some indecision around this price. Then we've got an accumulation of stacking orders for the seller, and then we've got to tap into like the whole break even point for the whole trading range from this point, right here to this point right up here. So if we break past this level, I will be looking for to sell it, just because the market just kept down. I'm a little bit unsure about this level, but I would like to see some movement into this area again before I short it. I will be watching this in on the 1 minute this night as well, because it should make a movement, because the Australian dollar should move in this Asian session. So we might find an entry on that, and this will be the reversal on a daily time frame. So that means that we can target lows. The reason why we can target lows is because we are in a big downtrend, as you can see. It just took this liquidity, the significant level of where all the big selling orders started. So the top of the range will be this level. So if we break past this level, it might indicate that we will be a confirmed reversal to the upside. But for now, I see a reversal coming up to the downside. It's pretty solid. It's already starting to move down, so we might need to find a second entry on the sell on AUD CAD, but we need patience for this. Yeah, that was it for AUD CAD and GBP USD mainly. On Wednesday, we will have more setups to be talking about. Obviously, it's Monday, and I don't really trade on Mondays. I look to the markets from like Tuesday and Wednesday. So at Wednesday, we will do a London session. That was it for me.
Perfect, bro. So that's the setups we've got for the weeks, guys. I hope you've appreciated the call. We're gonna do a live Q&A this Wednesday as well, 7:30 GMT. We'll be doing a Q&A. So if you guys have any questions throughout the week, whether you're new, experienced, or just generally struggle in certain areas, or if you want us to go over any charts, we'll do so on Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. GMT. And be sure, guys, to subscribe to the channel. We appreciate your continued support. And remember, every day is money day. Say that in Dutch, Rodden. End on some Dutch shit.
Elke dag is gelddag.
Elke dag is helder. Yeah. Peace.
Have a good night, guys.